Welcome to Half Read, where the books are optional, but the cocktails are required. Tonight's episode is Gone with the Wine, after Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. That's a surprise, I'm sure. Gone with the wine. You guys know wine is like my favorite beverage, so this is probably my favorite episode so far. But for everybody listening out there, our cocktail this evening is a red or white wine of your choice. It is a BYOW.
Yeah, nothing fancy.
Good, yes.
Absolutely. And of course, if you are not inclined to partake with us, I know there's got to be some
There's
decent
non-alcoholic
wine out
They
there.
sell them in the grocery store.
Yeah.
I would not be able to recommend any because I've never had any.
Yeah.
Not disparaging, and just
sparkling grape juice. That's what I was about to say. The boys love that on New Year's. So
Pomegranate juice.
yeah, absolutely.
cherry juice,
juice.
like Forrest Gump, shrimp sandwich, shrimp pancakes, shrimp.
I can go through them all with you.
Grape juice,
Yeah.
apple juice, pomegranate juice.
Thanks for listening to us. This was
This was a fun episode.
Alternatives. Yeah.
We haven't even got
Oh my
started.
God.
We've had a
I
couple
know.
of glasses before we hit record.
Seriously. But
Exactly.
Interestingly, though, tonight's theme, clearly aligned with Gone with the Wind, is all about survival, grit, navigating chaos, motherhood, career shifts, who we are as we get a little bit older, right? While still trying to hold on to a sense of beauty, who we were, pride, who we are. And I think there's a lot to what we cling to in life, what we're forced to let go of, and then the choices we make in terms of what we hang on to, right? But I guess I have an opener question for you guys, if you don't mind. So I'll kick it off with, when you think about all the ways in your life you've had to be strong, Leah, with the divorce, Lisa, with our jobs, right? All these things in our lives that we've had. What's the difference between being strong and getting through it and becoming hardened?
Oh, that's such a good question.
That's an important question. Yeah. Yeah, I think that that's a tough one. Because immediately when I think of my time through my divorce, there was going to be a very easy way for me to just be hardened, right? Be mad at the world. I think back to even other episodes having talked about, just I did everything right. Why is this happening to me? And a bit of victimization mentality. And not that it wasn't warranted to have to go through those feelings, but it would have been very easy to stay in that place of just feeling really sorry for myself. But I think the things that instead made me strong was both what I felt I needed to be strong for, my kids in particular, my career that I was still passionate about. But I also think it also deeply went to the place of finding space for gratitude still, and I think in struggles and strife, there's still things that you can be thankful for. While you're going through it, it's potentially just going to be external things that don't have anything to do with the situation. Once you're on the other side, it can be things that were birthed from it. And in fact, the situation itself of what it taught you and how it brought you to the other side. So I think when I really think about it, that gratitude piece is huge. And I think that's what separates you from the hardness, from the hardening, is that you find a place in yourself to realize why you had to go through it and what it made of you.
Yeah.
Kind of. So I think that's, and in that situation of my divorce, I would say that was, and other things that I've been through. That's the big thing, is the gratitude of the experience even.
Because if you think about it, through survival, you can become hardened, right? And I think it's how you go through the survival will determine how hardened you become, and whether or not you continue with being hardened through the experience, right? Which I think some people hold on to, which in turn makes them hardened. Or when you let that go, you still become a survivor, or you kind of work through that. But once you let that go, then you go beyond being hardened, right? Because I don't think you want to carry that hardened piece with you forever. Yeah. And I think a lot of people do. I mean, I know, I've gone through moments too where you just become hardened about things. But you want to try to shed that, right? And you want to, so I don't feel like it's like survival versus, hardened, because I think that you just, surviving can cause you to be hardened, or it can cause you not to be hardened.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. What do you think, Meg?
So I've learned a lot about myself in the last year, right? Like going through not just one change of jobs, but two, really through no fault of my own, right? So organizational restructuring, having to, lose my team that I loved, right? The portfolio team that I had, and switched to something completely new that I hadn't done before. Ended up loving that team too, right? Walked into it thinking like, oh my gosh, everything I'm losing. Well, I still had all those relationships. I still had all that knowledge. And then I gained all new relationships and new knowledge. And then when I was displaced because the clinical trial failed, I was like, oh my God, again, right? And the setback there was that the job grade was not the same, right? I actually had to take a career ladder sidestep to stay employed with this organization, but it was something where I was dedicated to the mission. And I'm like, all right, well, here's a new group of people that I get to know and a new thing that I'm going to learn. And my boss even just said this to me today. I got my performance review this morning, which gratefully I think they're going to keep me around. But it was,
of course,
he was like, with everything you've been through this year, he's like, your resilience is pretty incredible. And I was like, I guess I didn't really think about it that way, because I didn't stop long enough to be like wallowing in crap, right? Like, have I been sad? Yes, I've been sad. Have I been worried? Yes, I've been worried. Have I been angry? Yes, I've been angry. But for me, it's always been like a short-lived, like I'll get really pissed off and I'll vent it out. And then I'm like, okay, back to normal. And I think, I've talked about losing my mom. I've talked about being divorced. I think you can absolutely just kind of wallow sometimes in where you are. And maybe that is where you risk that piece of becoming so jaded and so emotionally like sharp, right? Where, it's like my mom always used to say, you're on my last nerve, like that piece where everything just ticks you off and you're just like, you've had it and you're ready to just call it, I wonder if that's the piece where you're talking about like being hardened, where you just have this negative just outlook just in general, because you're like, everything sucks and why do I bother? You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm right, but that's just what it is for me, And
I think that, I think when I think of hardening, I think of, you're really not allowing that piece of growth that can come from even a difficult experience. And again, it's hard, because I know that there's different type of loss, including, death and as you even made mention with your job, things that are completely out of your control. And it's kind of the thought of, well, what growth did I have from here? And at times it's not going to be anything that's obviously direct. But even just the experience of it's like, your resilience is almost like a muscle, and if you allow yourself just being able to work it out, it's a strength that you gain, right? So I think there's always growth to be had. with challenges. And if you just harden, I think you really stunt that.
Yeah.
So I
think you miss out.
Absolutely.
I think when you're
1,000%.
right,
Yeah.
you harden, it's a reaction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Hardening is, I feel like, a reaction. And then if you kind of continue in being hardened, yeah, it's just...
It's like you form an exoskeleton so that other things can't hurt you the same way.
Yes.
It's definitely
Very much
protective.
so.
Yeah.
It's definitely a level of protection, right? And now there might be steps through your experience that you have to, pause and protect yourself just to be able to get through.
Yeah.
But hopefully you can have that introspection to say, okay, nope, now's the time to shed a little bit and go into a new season and show a bit of that resilience and see what's on the other side of this.
So you mentioned going to a new season. And I'm going to throw a curveball in the mix.
Do it. Love those.
And this is actually something that I think goes along with our earlier conversations and tonight also. So, okay. We started this podcast because we are a group of women in the middle of life, in the middle of working, in the middle of children and everything, right? Caring for parents, you name it. We're all in it neck deep at this point. I'm going to turn 50 in like 2.5 weeks.
Welcome.
Yeah. Bitch. I love you.
This is great.
Which so much fun.
They sent me an AARP card.
Oh my God,
in the
yes.
mail, and I stood over the sink and I lit it on fire. I was like, hell to the no, people. No, I'm just kidding. AARP discounts would actually be kind of cool. I just don't want to be 50.
I actually looked into it. There's not really that many great discounts. I didn't see the benefit in it.
That's amazing.
I totally relate.
hilarious.
Oh my God.
Oh God. But the question that I was going to ask is, okay, so we're in the middle of all this stuff, right? And you're at work or you're at basketball with the kids or you're whatever. Do you always feel this pressure to have like this persona about you? And the reason why I ask this is, I'm happy at 8:00 on a Saturday morning to take the me time. I take an hour and go get my nails done every few weeks, right? And I roll out of bed. I literally don't even comb my hair or shower. I maybe brush my teeth because I don't want to get up on a Saturday any earlier than I have to. I've got on baggy sweatpants, God only knows what shirt, a pair of Ugg boots. I probably look like I'm like, I have no idea what I look like, right? Like I crawled out of a sewer somewhere and I could care less. But then like at work, it's a very different persona. I can't step out of my hotel room or walk, step foot into the office without feeling like, yep, my mascara's on just so, my makeup looks okay, my hair is not like absolutely crazy today, and the outfit is, you have this persona that you have to keep. You have it in the office. You've got it. What I guess makes us feel like we have to do that, right? Like what expectation are we fulfilling, and is that like a self-imposed expectation, or is it coming from other people?
I think it's both, don't you think? Like I think it's a little bit of ourselves wanting to present ourselves to everybody else in a positive light, or a respectful manner, or you just want to feel, and it makes you feel good. You want to feel
persona.
put together, right? But so I feel like it's a little bit of for you, and then it's a little bit for other people, because it's what you want other people. It's how you want other people to see you, right? So I don't know. I do the same thing sometimes. Like, you're rolling out and you're running to like soccer or whatever, and I'm just like, am I really wearing this? Is this really what I'm doing right now? And a lot of the times I'm like, all right, maybe I'll change or throw this pair of pants on, or throw this, or maybe put some lipstick on, or whatnot. And then sometimes I don't care either. Sometimes I'm like, whatever, it's the sweatpants and the sweatshirt, and I didn't put in any makeup or what, So I feel like I don't know. I think the older you get, the the more you don't care as much about it.
For sure.
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
feel like I care, but I don't care.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It's almost like I notice, but I don't
Yeah.
really care. I'm like, oh, I never would have gone out of the house like this, but oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really do not care as much
For sure.
anymore as I used to. And that transfers into a whole host of other areas too. I feel like the older I get, there's the saying, the less F's you have to give, right? But it's kind of true.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if you spend them all when you're younger, just caring about some stupid things so much. But there are things I'm like, all right, I pick my battles, and the things that I want to get really twisted about, I still get really twisted about them, but I find it's fewer and far.
No, don't sweat the small stuff, right?
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think that, kind of talking again about the experiences that we've been through and the hardships that we've been through, when you've been through something, you're like, well, this doesn't matter. this other stuff doesn't matter.
It's true.
My partner at work, as partners at work, we talk about that. As physicians, I think that we see a lot. We see a lot of different things, and don't get me wrong, I can sweat the small stuff with the rest of them at times. It's as much as sickness and even death that I will see. Yeah, stuff can still bother me that I know is smaller than what the perspective of loss can give. But I think we've even talked about this before, that you give yourself some grace to, be okay with both. That, I'm not going to sweat the small stuff, but then at other times, something might be important to me, and I might want to show myself in a certain light. So I'm going to take, a little bit more time and interest and care for different reasons. I think it's all right. I think it's all, however we decide to present ourselves and care about things is okay.
Whatever makes you feel good too.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I do it because it makes me feel good about myself.
Yeah.
I care less what other people think, but
like more
sometimes-
confident
Yeah.
and more.
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. That's exactly what it is.
For
Well,
sure.
and if you think about the snippets, and I have not watched the whole movie because I sure as heck didn't read that
I have not watched this
gigantic
movie,
book.
so I have no idea what this book is about.
I know. But there were, and even on the cover of the book that Lisa actually bought.
This is the biggest book ever.
Yeah, it's like 7 million pages. But or the pictures that you find online if you Google Gone with the Wind, Scarlett O'Hara, right? Like the perceptions of beauty and like what people had to do. It's so heavy. It just
It's 1,000 pages, by the way.
Wow.
That's amazing. I'm not going to read that. Anyway.
We'll just talk about the theme.
We'll just talk about the
That
theme.
sounds better.
Yes.
But it was, you think back in the day, like people were perfectly
They were
coiffed.
so put together, and how guys would wear
Absolutely.
suits and ties,
Yeah.
like everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd see like an event or I don't know,
Yeah.
football game or whatever they would be wearing. They'd be to the nines.
To
So
the
that was
nines.
just
People
how
used to
my
get dressed up
grandfather
to
used
fly.
Yeah.
Remember seeing like
Yes.
people used to get dressed up to fly, and now it's like people are flying in their pajamas.
My velour
Yeah.
sweatsuit with a hoodie. Love it, by the way.
Right.
But yeah, that's what.
Yeah. Different
It's
times.
interesting. I don't know. I wish that era would come back. I
A
feel
little
like
bit.
that.
Just,
I don't
just
know.
a little
just
bit
to-
more decorum.
Yes.
I think would be nice.
I think
in our
sometimes
time.
people are a little bit too lax. And again, I think it's okay, but it's constant.
perspective.
I think with a lot of
Yeah.
the younger generation.
I mean, my kids wear nothing but sweatpants all the time,
Yeah. Oh,
all day, every day.
I don't think my
literally
kids
looked-
ever worn a pair of jeans.
I know. They think that's
Yeah.
fancy.
Yes. And it's stiff.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
Mom! I got dressed up.
It's
These are
awful.
my new sweatpants.
Yeah,
I'm
okay. It's like, oh boy.
We went to
Yes.
dinner. It was our anniversary a couple weeks ago, and we went out to dinner. So we, me and my husband, and we got, dressed up or whatever. And, my son comes out, and he's, him being dressed up is his collared shirt, which great. He looks nice. He comes out and he's wearing his Under Armour sweatpants.
With a collared shirt.
Yes.
With the collar shirt.
And it literally was like, Ma, does this look okay? Can I wear this? And I was like, oh my God. You know what? Whatever. If you're comfortable, wear it. And because I think he's grown out of all of his like dress pants anyways, you know, and didn't want to force him. But to them, that was dressed up.
Yeah.
Because he's so used to wearing sweatpants that any other type of pant that he wears is so uncomfortable. And I was like, dude, you have no idea.
Yeah.
I just, I felt like putting on a pair of, Lee jeans when I was little. It was, they were just so hard and stiff and itchy and like I could barely move and I'd walk with straight legs. And
It's so funny.
Yeah. I think things have changed. Like I was wearing a pair of heels for work
In
at a
sweatpants?
meeting recently.
I wish.
No, but I realized like when I'm home, I never wear heels, and I always engineer at the office now because we're more casual than, so I'll wear like a blazer and jeans or something, and typically a pair of flats or even a pair of sneakers. Like that's okay at the office now. When I started 8 years ago, like no, you business casual and nothing but, and now it's like there are people that wear t-shirts and jeans and sneakers, and I don't think anybody says anything to them. I wouldn't go that far, but there's like a blazer and a nice pair of jeans or something with like I said, like a good pair of sneakers. But to change our perceptions, like things happen kind of slowly, I feel like at times. And then other times you're just like, oh, okay. Like the kids with the sweatpants and all those types of socially acceptable norms, like what has become more socially acceptable over time versus like what we grew up with. And I don't know what causes that shift. Is it just the younger generation saying like, no, I don't want to be uncomfortable? Because I
think it stems from the parents. So if you think about it, right, when I was saying how when we were younger, right, you went to J.C. Penney's and got my my pants for school and my jeans, and they were stiff and they weren't there wasn't much variety, right, when we were younger and we were shopping around like there is today. And I think that those are the parents now. And so they want their kids to be more comfortable because they know what it was like to be uncomfortable. Yeah. So I don't know, that's how I always feel. I'm like, I remember. Yeah. Those pants sucked. So I'm not going to force you to wear those pants. Right. If you want to wear the sweatpants, okay. So I think it's a little bit of that, that's the parents remembering what it was like. And then you want, okay, well, I remember that was awful, so let my kids kind of do or be a little bit better or what I wanted. Yeah. And then it just becomes that cycle.
To them a little bit better. Yeah.
But then it gets to that cycle of like, now you're just, wearing crap.
It's a little too far, farther than we thought.
What I started to say and then lost my train of
did
thought
I
and circled back. No, that was a
I'm
total
very
perimenopause moment.
Particular about my JCPenney pants.
I gather that. No, it was perfect. No, the whole point of this stupid story was exactly what you just said. It was like I wore heels for the first time because I was actually like at a meeting and I had to get more dressed up. My calves hurt for like 2 days afterwards, and they were pointy-toed. I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm gonna lose my big toenail. This is the worst.
How did I used to do this?
How did I used to do this every day? Because now I'm like comfortable in my jeans and my sneakers and my flats, and then once in a while when I have to wear the heels, I'm like, oh God, I never want to do this anymore. But your perspective on all those things changes when you have like the different exposures, right?
Yep.
What do you think about that?
I mean, Leia, you must be. I mean, you go to work obviously in scrubs, and do you probably wear sneakers, or do you dress up under?
So it's funny. COVID changed things. I used to. So I started off as a hospitalist in my career. So I was in the hospital. So I was, pencil skirts and blouses and underneath my white coat. And I kind of have always enjoyed dressing up, I suppose. But then COVID hit, and I think for most of us in medicine, it was kind of, well, what can I wear that I can wash 3 times? And so that kind of got adopted. And so now I just choose on my mood. And
it's Monday, I feel this.
Honestly, it's cold. It's going to be this. so yeah, but I think that goes back to even how I want people to see me, and me in particular. It's my patients to see me, and I must say I think that has a huge impact. Is, you know, I would say as a physician, I feel I have to be on.
Yeah.
Almost always.
Yeah.
You know, I can bump into someone in the grocery store and I'm their physician. And now mind you, I take on that role with great pride. I'm happy to always carry that hat, you know, physician mom, physician.
It has to be tiring though.
Sure, it could be, but I think more so is that I take it on with pride.
Yeah.
I don't feel exhausted by it. I don't mean that to sound anyway, because it's tiring for sure.
Yeah.
It's a tiring, I guess, duty to hold, but at the same time, I guess I feel honored to get to hold it. But it's now, mind you, I wear a mask at work, so I think a lot of times I can pass by a lot of patients and they don't recognize me because they only know me from my eyes up. So, but I do. I think I stay mindful of what I'm doing, what I'm looking like, and I mind you, I'm nothing scandalous, so I don't have to. I don't think it's that hard to look and be and act presentable, but I think I am on enough because of that role. Yeah. So yeah, no. When it comes to the dress code at work, it can range. It can range very wide. So all the way from scrubs to back to my pencil skirts and heels. Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get.
And you look damn good in both of those, my friend.
Thanks. So, well, but yeah,
I think so. It's very interesting to me, this topic, and I know it was a bit of a pivot from where we started, but to tie it all back together, it's like, okay, all of these things make us who we are. Right? Whether it's grief or going through things or, you know, whatever it is, you can be hardened. How do you adapt yourself to your environment, and that shapes your external appearance, or how, you know, many F's you have to give, to go back to a second ago, right? So I think this next question, I think is important, and it's become more important to me in the last, 6 years, 5.5 years, because in 2020 I had a pulmonary embolism. You remember that, at least. It was a scary, scary thing, right? And I was just trucking along. It was right during COVID, and still traveling like crazy on planes, trains, and automobiles, and doing everything that, you know, I needed to do for work. And it was a very stressful time at work, because I think everybody that's listening, and you guys both remembered very well, like, we were all remote, chained to our desks for basically 12 hours a day. If your little, you know, button on Microsoft Teams went yellow, you're like, oh shit, you know, I'm like, oh my God, gotta show activity, gotta show that I'm here. But that shaped so much of who we were. And then, you know, after that point in time, I was like, oh man, I got to take better care of myself. I've got to get up out of my office chair. I've got to do exercises while I'm on calls. Like, I could be standing up and doing squats while I'm on a call off camera. Who cares? Like, I should do that. And I did it probably for like 6 months. And then I fell right back into my old ways of, like, even today, I just did it, right? On calls and meetings and stuff like that all day today. I got up once from my desk, and that's terrible. What point in our lives, or what types of things do you think, like, when we think about, and the three of us I know are the same, you know, I talked about Saturday mornings at 8, the 1 hour every 2 weeks that I go to, you know, get my nails done. Like, that's my time, my sort of self-preservation time. Not self-preservation. Yeah, I guess it is a little bit of self-preservation, right? Where it's like, that's what I do for me.
For you.
I need to carve out time to go to the gym more. I need to carve out other times to do things. But why do we always feel bad when we take any of that time? Like, is it really the worst thing in the world if I take a half an hour over what I should be having for lunchtime, which we never ever get, to go downstairs and walk on the treadmill? No. Or go outside for a walk for 30 minutes? Like, why should I feel
a lot of guilt around it?
Yeah,
I feel.
There shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But you
there just plain shouldn't be.
I feel the same way.
We need to stop it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to talk over or hijack a comment with a comment like that, but I think that's the bottom line. And I feel it was actually another physician mom I saw online talk about this. I don't even remember the name to give her the credit where it's due. But she even said, she's like, people talk about mom guilt as if there is something I need to be guilty about. And she's actually a neurosurgeon, I believe. And she said, I have worked and work hard to provide my children with everything that their hearts could desire.
Yeah.
Am I able to make their lunch every day? Nope. She's like, I have 2 nannies. But have they seen the world? And have I been there to talk them through different emotions? And I think, and that's not to say that those, and I'm saying this, that's not to say that those women who are stay-at-home moms don't do the right thing, right? I think we all have to get out of our own way and also each other's way. Hard to do that now with all the social media and opinion and keyboard warriors that are out there. You know who you are. Talking directly to you. It's just give ourselves and each other grace. There's no one right way to do it. I think, and for that reason, where is the guilt coming from? Why
do you think
why are
it's
we doing
coming
this?
from? Do you think it's coming from ourselves, though?
I think it's a combination.
I do.
I really
too.
think.
I
I
agree.
think it's so heavily a combination. I would love to take all the credit for the guilt I feel, and that I'm this smarter, that I should be doing this and that. but it is that I feel people's opinions on me as well, right?
Yeah.
Big time. My kids have always been in daycare since they were, I had a month off after I had both my kids. 1 month, 5 weeks for Zayden, had him vaginally, a month for Micah. I had a surgery, C-section. Yeah. And I was back at work as a hospitalist, 12 days on, 12 days off, 7 hours a day, 12 hours after having a child. Yeah. Right?
1 month.
And I have to feel guilty because someone has to watch him. Because no. And again, I think that I'm not abandoning him, right? You're fine. There's no one right way to do it. And I appreciate my way may not be the way that you would choose, but it does not make my way wrong.
Right.
Because I am ensuring his safety. I am ensuring his health. I am ensuring love. I am, all of those things. Yeah. So I think, I think it's heavily a combination of, sure, what you give to the guilt that you put on yourself, but I think it's learned guilt. Yeah. I do. I don't think that we just make it up on our own, because listen, it doesn't come from our children. I don't think when it comes up from when we're talking about like mom guilt. Yeah. I had another physician mom tell me that one of her older children, who are older now, told her a story to say, Mom, which dinners I really loved? Those ones where you would like put together all of our favorite things. Like we'd have a bit of pancake and a bit of mac and cheese and like a sandwich. I loved those dinners. Little did he know, it was, let me check the fridge and see what is in there. Because I can't bear to cook anything, right? Our kids will always be okay with what we make okay for them.
No, that's so true. I think we sometimes... But I think now ask them too much about what they want. I know I do that a lot, and I'm like, I do too. I need, so what are you hungry for? What do you, and it's like, and then I feel like I'm bending over backwards to try to make something that he likes or everybody wants to eat and all of that, and I'm like, nobody asked me when I was younger. No, my mother she made it, and that was it. Right. And you kind of got what you got. Right. Yeah. Right. And you either ate it or you didn't. And I think, again, that goes back to that was the way our parents did it. Right. And
so you want to find a way
we want to do better. And we want to give, I wish I had the choice when I was younger. So you want to be able, and I think sometimes we take that too far. I know I have. Sure. And sometimes you got to pull that back in and be like, let's make a decision here. Yeah. This is what we're doing. This is, you're going to if you don't want to eat it, that's fine. Don't eat it. But this is what we're eating.
I do that too.
Yeah.
My kids have
like-
way too much power.
Yes.
Way too much power.
Giving them too much power, right? Yeah.
Well, that's exactly
the
right.
problem.
Because I do the same thing. I'm like, oh, you guys, I'm really tired tonight. Do you want to go out? No, we want you to make us dinner. And then I'm like,
The guilt.
okay,
The
yeah,
guilt.
because I feel bad because I've told you guys the stories about like with my travel for work for years and years, like, you know, my youngest son has played on the same hockey team for years, and the moms, they're like, oh, we missed you last week. You missed 2 games. Or, oh, this happened or that happened. Yeah. And then, and you know, they all went to high school together, right? They're all friends. And one of the moms who was on the team used to tell me what they would say about me.
Oh, that's lovely.
How horrible it must be for Kieran not to have his mom at every game. Does he want me there? Of course he wants me there. Does he understand what I'm doing and why I'm not there? You bet your ass he does.
But you're instilling a work ethic in him, right? Into your kids. They're seeing that through you, and they're going to grow up being better off for that.
I certainly hope so. And that's what I believe, right? And that's why I do what I do. And, you know, when I get my bonuses, I sit each of them down. They get bonuses too, because as a family, we make sacrifices. And I'm not always there when they want me there. They know I want to be there, but I'm not always there when they want me there. And we all sacrifice. And so they get, it used to be like $5, then it was $20. Now it's actually like $100 I have to give these
nice.
Well, but it's like, it helps them also feel like they're contributing to part of what we're doing.
What is
family.
needed for the house and the home and the family.
Yeah, absolutely. And so to answer your question, I think it's absolutely A-okay. And I think mom guilt shouldn't be a part of what we entertain. Because
We need to get rid of it.
Well, because who do we
rid of
have
it.
to answer to? We answer to our children and ourselves. And, you know, at the end of the day, that's it.
And
But
also, people need to stop judging moms.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? I think that is why the guilt comes in, because I feel like moms are feeling judged by other moms. And that's what we have to stop. We have to stop like assuming that you know what is the reason why they're doing what they're doing.
Exactly.
You know what? They're doing it because they're doing the best that they can.
Yep.
We all are.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
but
you guys, I think
survival isn't always graceful.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yep.
And it is all about not refusing to give up, not refusing to give up on who we are and what we believe in. But I think I can do anything with you guys at my side. And I'm grateful for the support of both of you and the conversations we have. And hopefully our listeners, as we have now got quite a few of them,
Thank you.
are enjoying and joining in, right? And I think a lot of it is just listen to the fact that you're not alone. You're not the craziest one out there. 'Cause it's probably us.
Non-expertise
Exactly.
of life.
Yep.
And maybe you have a cocktail in your hand and you're relaxing on your couch, or maybe you're listening on your commute to work. Just know that, you know what, you're absolutely fine,
Yeah.
just the way you are. And you don't need to be judging yourself.
And you don't need a book club.
Nope.
Exactly.
You don't need a book club where you have to read.
Well,
the
I
book.
mean, they need the half-read
Half-Read.
podcast.
The non-book book
That's
club.
what
The
you
No
need.
Book Club. Exactly.
That's what you need.
Well, on that note, my friends, thank you all for listening to Half Read, where the cocktails are required and the...
Books are optional.
I said that backwards.
It's did.
Damn it.
That's okay.
I mean, it's really late. It's fucking 12:15.
Glass of wine did you have?
But the point
had
is
two
the
glasses.
same.
Oh my
The
God.
point is the same.
Yeah.
Point is the same. Wait, we got to do that
You
again.
can say it both ways.
We got a
That's
mulligan, though.
We
Can we
did
do-
that on purpose.
Yes.
Wink, wink.
Thanks for covering my ass, Lee.
Absolutely.
Honestly, it's funny. 2 glasses of wine. It's 12:15 a.m. and 4 hours of sleep. All right, we're going to do this again because, you know, I'm type A.
Oh, no. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Right, ready? I'm not going to screw it up this time. Thanks, everybody, for listening to Half Read, where the books are optional, but the cocktails,
Are required.
absolutely. Come join us again. Come listen with us again soon.